Hey YouTube, it's your boy Savi got bands back with another reaction. We're back with some crazy. Look, Trap Murd3r draw something crazy. Did y'all expect that? I ain't expect bro to drop something about Sweden, but we here. Bro dropped a 1 hour long documentary and I'm about to watch it in parts. This about to be crazy. If y'all want to see part 2, 3, 4, let me know down below in the comments. Let's go.
The babyface Swedish gangster rapper Einar had built a serious buzz for himself in the years preceding his tragic fate. However, his position in the gangster rap scene and his proximity to real gangsters running the suburbs of Sweden was both part of the appeal and a serious threat. Spending time during his come-up in the Dalen district in Stockholm, he would rub shoulders with the infamous street crew, the Dalen Network, building a friendship with an alleged former leader of the Dalen Network, Patty, who became Einar's manager, along with another alleged member called Chapo. As you now know, in 2018, Patty would be killed, with the allegations that Chapo was responsible, ultimately leading to a trial where Chapo would beat all the charges.
Oh, damn, I didn't know all that.
Allegations that Chapo was responsible, ultimately leading to a trial where Chapo would beat all the charges. And now you know more about the bloody and years-long gang war that followed, it's no surprise then that Einar's position at the top of the Swedish drill community would be contentious. The later rumours were that the Dalen Network, who allegedly were involved in the early career of Einar, had become resentful towards the rapper after his career had blown up. Apparently, they had been left out of lucrative deals. Later, extensive police reports would reveal exactly what had happened. Much of these revelations were based on the fact that just as Einar's kidnapping was being planned, the police in Europe had gained access to messages between thousands of criminals who had been using an encrypted communication network made by the company called EncroChat. These messages showed that between the 30th and 31st of March 2020, Yasin was working together with members from both the Dalen and Murd3r networks to kidnap Einar. Yasin's job in the plan was to lure Einar, who thought that the two were on good terms with him, to a location where he could be kidnapped. Later messages would provide a shocking revelation, when one of the people involved in the plan would write a message saying that Yasin will do Einar like poi, implying that Yasin had indeed lured his childhood friend out the night that he was murdered. However, on the night...
Look, I'm happy I did this Trap Murd3r's reaction, bro, because Trap Murd3r's be really doing his research, be breaking it down. It is crazy. I had to start with this Einar segment, but if y'all want to see the other parts too, let me know down below in the comments. But I just had to get this Einar story out the way. I need to understand it, bro, because he like the biggest artist out of Sweden, so I need to get this story right.
Yasin was supposed to lure Einar to a specific location. He would get paranoid after he was stopped by the police in the early morning of the 31st of March during a visit to a 7-Eleven. After a taxi driver had reported giving a ride to a group of nervously acting men who possibly had a weapon. After this search, at this stop, the police would indeed find a gun on Yasin. But this gun would turn out actually to be a replica, which Yasin had claimed he was only carrying for a music video shoot. Also that night, another
Bro got lucky!
were involved in the plan, a former youth soccer star, Ilya Jurkovic, who had played in Sweden's under-17 national team before suffering an injury and getting deep into the gang life with the Murd3r network, would find the police snooping around his apartment, making him suspicious. After these events, the gang would decide to abort the initial kidnapping plan. A few days later, the leader of the Murd3r network, Murd3r, would indicate that they had located his longtime nemesis, Mikael Jokana, and Yasin was notified that Einar's kidnapping plans were to be put on hold. In reality, however, the plans moved on, but this time with the help of the rapper Haval. It was now Haval's turn, together with members of the Dalen network that Einar had previously associated.
Yo, why did so many rappers hate Einar though? Why so many rappers trying to get bro out of here? Comment down below, my Swedish folks. Why I kind of understand why bro had issues with Haval, because he had issues with his brother and all that, but why all these rappers clicking up with this Dalen network trying to get bro out of here? Damn.
To lure Einar into a specific apartment where members of the Murd3r network would be waiting. Astonishingly,
Now
shortly
it's a
after
Barbie.
midnight on the
Damn.
15th of April, as Haval, Einar, and members of the Dalen network, including the leader, Mario Golzarmir, were driving towards the apartment, the police would once again make a stop. Unfortunately, everyone in the car seemed to be in good spirits at this point, and after telling the crew to kick one person out of the car to bring the number of people traveling in it to a safe 5 passengers, the cops then allowed them to continue their journey.
Damn. That's crazy though. You gotta kick bro out? That's an awkward ride. That's an awkward ride. Imagine they kicking you out. You gotta talk to him next day on the group chat. PlayStation party. Yeah, that's crazy. Damn.
Stopped by the police happened only 100 meters away from their destination. Inside the apartment they were going to...
So bro just walked to the action. I feel like bro got out and just walked to the action, because 100 meters not that far.
The Volby network were waiting, armed with the various weapons, as well as props that they were planning on using to humiliate Einar. Once again, in another shocking display of brutality that I have never seen in any gang story from Australia to Chicago, these gangsters would hold Einar captive, forcing him to dress up in women's clothing and drink from a dog bowl amid beatings whilst photographs were taken. The motive was to use these photos to extort the rapper for money. They would also post a photo of a gun and a Rolex day date that they had seemingly taken from Einar.
They did, bro. I know I'm pausing, my apologies, but we kind of know the story. We tapped in with the Swedish culture. But bro, they did them dirty. I keep telling y'all, do not send me those pics. Some of y'all keep spamming me. I block y'all. I be blocked. I do not want to see that. But yeah, they did bro dirty. R.I.P. to bro. Comment down below, R.I.P. to bro, please.
After the members of the Volby network were done humiliating and torturing Einar, he was then taken by Haval and some others to a location where he would further hand them a gun and 2 golden chains, which Haval would then proudly wear in a picture posted to an accomplice. Shockingly, a music video featuring both Haval and Einar would be dropped the very next day on April the 16th.
Oh, that's crazy.
Making it seem as if nothing had happened between
them. That's crazy. Did y'all know that? That's why I mess with Trap Lil Ross. I didn't even know that!
But in reality, things were far from fine, and after the kidnapping, the members were also planning on planting a bomb at Einar or one of his family members' homes.
Damn. Because I was wondering, bro, and them do got a few songs together, so I was wondering, when did the beef start? Basically, they had beef, but they just acted like they was cool through the music. That's crazy.
These reports mentioning how guys like Mario Golzarmia were stopped by the police near Einar's house in the weeks following the kidnapping. Then, in May, the perpetrators made the decision that their extortion plan was not going to work, and these pictures of Einar were published on social media through various channels. However, according to the police, an Instagram account by the name of Murd3r the Don, named after the real Instagram account of Murd3r from the Death Patrol, may well have been the first account to post these photos. This same account also tagged the location in some of these pictures as Rinkeby and posted a censored photo of 3 Death Patrol members, including Shaki, who was still in closed youth care for the murder of Hamza, and Abe, who was already arrested for the murders of Faye and Gucci. Seemingly, this was a half-hearted attempt to actually frame the death.
And look how young they look. Look, bro, on the left. Bro, them look young.
For the crime, crazy. Or perhaps it was just trolling. On the popular Swedish discussion forum Flash,
they don't be trolling. These Swedish folks do not be trolling.
The Death Patrol for the crime, or perhaps it was just trolling.
I don't think they be trolling. They be serious out there. I don't want to step no foot in Sweden, because they don't be trolling. That's a scary part.
Popular Swedish discussion forum Flashback, which also acts as a kind of Swedish version of Chiracology, where real crime and gang-related cases are discussed in depth. The news of Einar's kidnapping quickly became a popular topic on the forum, with rumours spreading that Einar was even assaulted in the attack, with many trolls on the forum taking the news with glee.
I heard that. That's so crazy. I heard that. I don't want to believe it, but I heard that too.
People were happy about what had happened to Einar due to the fact that a lot of his haters felt that he was faking his gangster image and suggesting that he had now gotten a real taste of the lifestyle that he claimed to live, with one commenter saying, "Thug life, surely that's what he wanted, now he got his way, congratulations." There was also immediately much speculation about who had been behind the kidnapping, with one of the first suspects rather randomly being none other than Leo Chinese Carmona, the founder of Sweden's first gangster rap group Kartellen, the Cartel. However, despite numerous possible culprits being discussed and speculated about, the rumours that the Death Patrol was behind the kidnapping were immediately shut down. Einar himself would reply to the media storm with a short video where he simply stated, "Anyone can get kidnapped," and that this wasn't going to change or stop anything.
Yo, vad händer Instagram, ja? Eran broder här. Walla, jag har en sak att säga till er bara. Alla där ute kan bli kidnappade, alla där ute kan bli slagna, alla där ute kan bli, jag vet inte vad, brorsan, men Benny, man mår bra. Jag ser, jag är i liv och ingen kan göra det jag gör, så jag kommer fortsätta så länge jag står på ben.
Then in July 2020,
I really want to know, what do y'all think? Is bro more on the fake gangster, or was bro really living his raps? Let me know down below in the comments. What is y'all thinking? Because bro just said some people was hating, saying bro did not live that life. Some people obviously believed him. But what do you think? Comment down below. I want to know.
A rapper called Mackie dropped a music video where Haval can be seen hanging in the background. In one scene, Haval can be seen in a car with another rapper named Euro, who lifts up 2 gold chains and a watch that were rumoured to be the ones stolen from Einar during the kidnapping.
Yo, but Einar was cool with all these niggas, bro. I swear Einar got a song with all these mans. That's crazy. Einar got a song with Euro. I know that. He got a song with Val. He got a song with Mackie too. And they all dissing, bro? That's crazy.
Later, the police reports would reveal that Euro, real name Idris Yusuf, had also been stopped by the police during Einar's kidnapping near the apartment where Einar had been taken, with his role likely being that of a lookout. This brazen exhibition
Euro was in on it too? That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Stolen chains would continue about 1 week later, when Haval dropped a music video for his new song, Controls Them, where he likely can be seen wearing the 2 stolen chains as well as a watch. These rather subtle flexes by the perpetrators were missed by many fans and online detectives following.
Did y'all know that? Comment down below. Did y'all know that? I ain't know that. That's crazy. There was a whole beef going on with the music videos. I didn't even know. That's crazy.
Case, but not by the police, who were following their every move after having received the EncroChat logs in the spring of 2020, likely shortly after the kidnapping had taken place. Then, in September, they moved in and arrested the ex-footballer Ilya Jok together with several other people from the Volby network. In early December, it was reported that Haval was also in custody, followed by Yasin, who would be arrested at the end of the month. The media was not reporting which rapper Yasin was accused of kidnapping, although the fact that it was Einar was obvious to anybody familiar with what was going on. But his arrest, at the height of his career, caused a major public debate about the influence of the new wave of gangster rappers in Sweden, particularly right-wing politicians who demanded that Yasin's music should be removed from streaming platforms like Spotify, as well as suggesting that he should be banned from all musical award ceremonies. Meanwhile, more left-leaning voices argued about how this gangster rap in Sweden had become an artistic way to reflect on the real surroundings of people.
Facts, it's art. Do not hate on the art, please. Let these young folks get their feelings out, please. Let them make the fire music, please.
Poor backgrounds coming up in these areas.
Please,
ultimately,
it's art.
the gang war was heavily impacting the music industry at this point, whether the authorities, politicians, or newspapers liked it or not. The battles between these famous gang-affiliated rappers had become like a twisted reality show that Swedish citizens were following with sick interest. Unfortunately, however, for the actual rappers and gangsters involved, this was not a game. And naturally, escalation wouldn't be far behind, as ultimately revenge would be taken for these despicable acts, leading to yet more deadly bloodshed on the streets of Sweden. Following the kidnapping of Einar and the arrest of the kidnappers, Einar himself kept it street and refused to cooperate in the investigation, and the leaked pictures from the humiliation ritual seemed to have little, if any, effect on his popularity, which was only growing. Whilst his old industry friends were fighting their case, Einar would continue showing off his luxurious lifestyle on social media, seemingly replacing his stolen watches with a whole collection of Rolexes and showing off luxury vacations and his time spent driving Lamborghinis. In a way, Einar was taunting his rivals and showing that he was doing better than ever despite their best efforts. Moreover, this kidnapping wouldn't make Einar disassociate with the streets, but rather get far more involved, with rumours actually spreading that he was hanging out with various different gangs following his kidnapping and even buying protection from some of them, not dissimilar to Takeshi 69 before he ended up getting busted.
I feel like this is where it gets tricky. I feel like this is where it gets very tricky when you start paying for the protection. I don't know. Cause then it starts like being what do they call it? Extortion. I feel like it gets tricky. It be getting tricky, but let's see what's going on.
Including possibly heavy hitters like the Murd3r Getwork and Bandito's motorcycle gang, who were infamous in the streets of Sweden for a string of bombings.
Yeah,
Einar was also still associating himself with many of the allegedly gang-affiliated rappers such as 50 and Mowgli, who were allegedly in the Bro network from Uplands Bro in North Stockholm. This gang has become infamous in recent years for their affiliations with the Foxtrot gang, who have been estimated to run one of the largest drug smuggling and distribution operations in Sweden, with one bust concerning a conspiracy to smuggle a whopping 800 kilos of dope. Foxtrot has also been entangled in extremely violent clashes in recent years with other large gangs, including the Darlan network, who was seemingly directly responsible for Einar's kidnapping, as well as going through a bloody internal conflict. Now, the gang was rumoured to have been led by a man named Rawa Majid, the name Rawa being close to the Swedish word rev, which means fox, where the name Foxtrot stems from. Majid is also more commonly known in the media by his nickname, the Kurdish Fox. Einar also collaborated with a rapper called One Cuz, who received unexpected international fame when he got a shout out from Ed Sheeran during a 2022 Breakfast Club interview.
There's a Swedish rapper I was listening to the other day called One Cuz, and you know, he raps in Swedish, but I still feel it.
Ed Sheeran listens to One Cuz? No, that's crazy. Cause real niggas listen to Ed Sheeran. Real niggas listen to Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran listens to One Cuz? That is crazy.
One Cuz is alleged to have been affiliated with a gang called the Lions, a gang hailing from the Hässelby Gård suburb in northwestern Stockholm. A gang which has since allegedly split into two rival gangs after an internal conflict, which I'm not going to get into here. But after doing a prison bid for getting caught with some heavy weaponry, One Cuz would claim to have left the streets behind him, focusing instead on his music career and collaborating with various mainstream celebrities like Ed Sheeran
Ooh,
himself.
they got a song. That's crazy. That's crazy. And for the ones about to clown me, do not act like you don't play Peru. Come on, bro. Went crazy on that song. Come on. Give Ed Sheeran the respects. Damn.
Who actually linked up with One Cuz on the track Two Step. One Cuz has even been associated with the infamous climate activist Greta Thunberg. However, in spite of saying that he left the gang life behind, references to the gang lifestyle have remained a steady part of his music going forward. In his recent music video for the song Trauma Paranoia, One Cuz can even be seen hanging out in both Hässelby Gård and Rinkeby with a large gang. And at one point in the video, a masked man can be seen pointing towards the infamous pizza place in Rinkeby where Hamza was killed. And
how you know about that, Trap Lord Ross? Cause I missed that in my reaction. I missed that. My peoples had to tell me. Come on, y'all had to tell me about it in the comments. Y'all remember? I missed that whole diss. Y'all was telling me in my comments, yo, bro, you missed this. That's crazy.
End of the video, One Cuz can be seen posting with the same man in front of the pizza place, making it seem as if the masked man is somehow connected with the murder that took place there. Indeed, One Cuz would also post a photo on Instagram where he's hanging out with none other than Shaki, the young Death Patrol member who killed Hamza at the pizza place. This would cause One Cuz to receive some questionable media coverage, with Swedish news reporting a sensational headline calling out Greta Thunberg for socializing with a Death Patrol killer, with this negative press perhaps being the reason that the official YouTube video of that song has been deleted from YouTube. When it comes to the Death Patrol,
go watch my reaction. I got it. Go watch my reaction. I got it with English subtitles.
It seemed that Einar too was increasingly spending time with people who had connections to the gang and their affiliates, including the Death Patrol affiliate Doomla and rappers Adel and ZE, who are both from the Järva area. Adel too has been associated in the past with the Death Patrol and the Husby's Hyenas, both enemies of the Shotters. Einar was also not shunning away from rapping about his enemies. In the songs after his kidnapping, he would seemingly often sneak diss the people involved. For example, in one song, with the title translating roughly "To Put Them in Their Place," released in February 2021, Einar raps about becoming the most streamed artist in Sweden and people who used to be his friends betraying him because of jealousy, as well as referencing former friends who want to see him dead. After this, in April, Einar would put out his most pointed diss with his feature on the song Voi by rapper Danny M. About a week before the song was released, a young man was shot to death in the suburb of Kista. This man would turn out to be the little brother of Haval, the man accused of setting up the kidnapping of Einar. According to reports, the killers in this murder had actually fled the scene on electric scooters, with Voi, the title of that song.
Oh, it's getting scary. Look, it's getting dark. Cause bro, cover art, it's a scooter. It's getting dark.
A popular
it's
brand
getting
of
dark.
rentable e-scooters in Stockholm. In the chorus of the song, Danny and Einar rap about a body laying on the ground like a ditched scooter, rapping the lyrics, "Come get your boy."
Damn.
And the imagery of a scooter laying on the ground is seen in the cover artwork for the song. And Einar would actually end his verse with lyrics that seemingly imply his role in a murder-for-hire plot, rapping that a young'un will take one for the team and shoot someone and their friend, and that his new team is planning more than just getting famous, followed by gunshot sounds. The release of this scooter-themed
Bro was living that though. I ain't even gonna lie. Comment down below. What do y'all think about bro life? Do y'all think bro was actually living that life, or bro was a fake gangster? I don't know. I'm believing bro. Bro was living that life. Bro is setting hits. Bro is living that life. Bro is going crazy.
So soon after the scooter-aided murder would start rumours that Einar may have ordered the murder as revenge for his kidnapping, and much later, alleged leaked DMs between Danny and Haval were posted on social media after Haval had supposedly gotten this song dissing his murdered brother removed from Spotify. But while Einar was seemingly bragging about get back for his kidnapping, the authorities would be getting back for it too. In July 2021, Yasin and Haval were finally found guilty for their parts in the kidnapping, and they were sentenced to prison. Haval for 2.5 years, and Yasin for just 10 months. A few months later, in September, Einar would drop a new song, Dancer or Dance, with the rapper Adam, where he seemingly once again takes shots at Haval and his murdered brother. Also in September, newspapers report how a drunken rapper had tried to take a police officer's gun while he was being detained, ending in him getting tased. Different sources seem to put Einar together with his rapper friends Adel and ZE all at the scene, with suggestions that the altercation had taken place during a raid on a party that they were attending. Then Then, the next month on October the 9th, 2021, newspapers would report how 2 famous rappers had been arrested following a stabbing in a restaurant. The newspapers would also report that the victim belonged to the Swedish Hyenas gang and that the stabbing was gang-related. And rumours would later circulate, suggesting that Einar, together once again with Adel and ZE, were all at the scene of the stabbing. It seemed that despite Einar's massive mainstream success and previous entanglements with gang members, his life was still heading in an increasingly violent direction. And unfortunately, only about 2 weeks later,
bro should have moved though.
It would all come to an end.
I feel like bro should have got out of there though. Bro should have moved. That's crazy. Bro should have went to London or like, I don't know, some other place in Europe. I don't know. Not Sweden though.
Einar was out once again, hanging out with Adel as well as Murd3r, who had recently begun making music himself. They were in the wealthy Hammarby Kärstad neighborhood in central Stockholm, where Einar had gotten an apartment. As the trio was exiting
look, that's what I mean. It don't matter if you're in the rich parts. You still in the country. You still there. I feel like if you get rich and I don't know, if you reach a certain status, bro, you gotta get out of the country. You gotta get out of there, bro. Bro had to get out of there.
Room at the yard of Einar's apartment building after an apparent smoke session, 2 assailants would approach them with guns and begin shooting, making Adel and Einar begin to run in different directions, while Murd3r would supposedly go back into the bike storage. Einar ran into a courtyard and was seemingly heading towards the door of the building, but would reportedly choose the wrong door where his key fob didn't work. At this point, he would be shot several times from close distance. Soon after, people in and around the apartments would arrive to try and help him, with some seemingly realizing that this was a famous rapper, deciding to film his final moments on the ground.
Oh, come on. That's what I mean. So fake. Help my mans. Call the police. Why is you recording? This generation is crazy.
Going viral on the internet. Meanwhile, people from the other side...
Everything for views and clicks. Come on. Save my man's life. Why? Come on, bro. Come on. You could have called the police. Why is you recording?
And posted the picture of Einar dead on the ground.
That is crazy.
Free Haval. That very night, people on the internet...
Oh, I see why you're recording. I see why you're recording and then I'll call the cops. I see why.
Picture of Einar dead on the ground with the caption, Free Haval. That very night, people on the internet would get the information, with members of the Death Patrol seemingly confirming the murder of Sweden's biggest drill rapper. And the next morning, the whole of Sweden would wake up to the news in the media about his murder. Immediately, speculation would also begin about exactly what had happened, with news reporting about threats that Einar had received on social media in the days leading up to his death. The news would even claim that money had been put on his head following the recent stabbing incident, and it was that event that apparently made Einar particularly fearful for his life. The witnesses also said that the killers themselves were actually the ones who had seemingly filmed the body of Einar after shooting him, with some wild claims even suggesting that the killers had actually broadcasted the entire execution.
Oh my god, on FaceTime? Oh my god.
Gang members via FaceTime live,
y'all is
implying
wild.
that these were actually contract killers who needed live proof of the job being done.
Y'all
there would
is
even be
wild.
videos circulating where 2 masked men seemingly claimed the murder whilst listening to that song Voice Death.
That's crazy.
In the aftermath of Einar's murder, the violence continues and the war in Rinkeby just gets worse and worse, largely moving past the older generations of the Shotters versus the Death Patrol to an increasingly deadly clash between the younger generations of the Holster children and Phil.
Kids can't even play football no more. That's crazy. Come on, bro.
Those guys, together with the younger guys from gangs like the Swedish Hyenas and Headshot League from the nearby suburbs, who had all grown up in this environment where gangs, guns, and death had become the new norm. The national media, who had become enamored with the gangs during the original conflict between the Death Patrol and the Shotters, has continued reporting on the war in great detail, focusing particularly on stories around a few notorious members, such as 2 guys from the Holster children who go by the name 60 and Fishy, with this duo both having the letters SK, allegedly standing for Shotters Killers, tattooed on their hands. They were likely recruited by the older members of the Death Patrol whilst they were still in high school, but since, they have apparently taken over the streets of Rinkeby and raised hell in the Järva area during the 2020s, even being described in YouTube videos as Sweden's deadliest duo and being
the deadly duo made it on Murd3r. That's crazy. 60 and Fishy made it. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. The Devil Duo made it on YouTube, made it on Trap Laurence. That's crazy.
To have been connected.
Stay inside!
Numerous shootings and murders, with 60 alone apparently being suspected of dozens of crimes within just a few years' time. In 2022, they were finally found guilty in relation to 2 murders that took place in 2021. The first of these murders has been alleged to have been a contract killing, showing just how this younger generation has continued on the path started by the original Death Patrol. Whilst the second one is alleged to have been part of the war with the filterless guys, where 60 had allegedly shot 2 members of the rival gang who had arrived to his apartment with the intention of killing him following an earlier shooting that same day. According to author and journalist Diamond Saliu, who has written a book about the conflict between the Death Patrol and the Shotters, the out-of-control killing in areas like Järva can be at least partly explained with the lack of structure in the local gangs. In that sense, the problems in Sweden actually kind of follow the common trends in places like Chicago, where the fracturing of former large gangs with strict leadership structures into smaller neighborhood cliques without any real leadership after the demolition of many of the project buildings that house these organized gangs has led to an increasingly chaotic and senseless gang warfare, where alliances...
I was saying it, bro. Sweden low-key like Chicago. I was low-key saying it. I was saying Sweden like the most... I don't know how to explain it. Sweden's like the most ghettoest place in Europe with all the drill news, drill nonsense. I knew it. I've been doing all these reactions. Now Trap Laurence saying it, but I was saying it before, nigga.
Between a handful of lost youths can lead to senseless murders at a moment's notice over the smallest of disagreements. On the other hand, much like in Chicago, where the murder rate was in fact its highest during the reign of the large and hierarchical gangs, also in Sweden, the more organized gangs have in recent years shown that they too are capable of inflicting brutal violence on their enemies as well as innocent victims. It remains to be seen whether the current or future governments in Sweden, whether right-wing or left, are going to be able to solve this issue. But in order to find a long-lasting solution, they will have to solve the core issue of why so many kids in Sweden now feel that the path of gangs and crime is the only one where they can find meaning. For Yasin, it seems that he has finally been able to move past that mindset, focusing instead on his rap career and raising a family far away from the dangers of Rinkeby. But others, like Einar, were not so lucky. And the sad truth is that no matter what country you come from, the fine line between gangster rapper and gang member must be walked carefully, because just one wrong step can be the difference between fame and glory or an early grave. I hope you found that story interesting.
That's crazy. Stay inside, please. Stay inside. If you enjoyed this reaction, y'all want to see part 2, 3, let me know down below in the comments, because this was hella entertaining, interesting too. Follow my Twitter, I draw that stuff, and I'm